What do you think of charter schools vis-a-vis traditional public schools, and which one is more effective, and which type of school do you think we should be encouraging and sending more tax dollars to, according to you? We'll start with you, Carlos.
Thanks, Nihal. Well, it is clear that our education system and the traditional public school, the way we've been doing it, has been a catastrophe. Parents are worried about their students not being college and career ready. Students are dropping out by the millions every single year, and teachers are worried about not having enough resources or the right curriculum to teach their students efficiently and effectively. The problem here is when you bring this bureaucracy of government and government funding to a service like education, you come up with these problems. There's a reason why in the low-income inner-city school areas, you see these families go up to the charter schools and make long lines, wait months and months and months, sometimes even years, and then get into a lottery that they might not even get anything out of for the chance to win a quality education and for the chance for their student to graduate so that they can have a better life. Clearly, charter schools are providing something different than the traditional public standard, and we need to look at that and make future policy prescriptions from that.
Okay, great. How about you, Michael? What do you think of charter schools vis-a-vis traditional public schools, and which one do you think is more effective, and where do you think we should be sending more tax dollars to in the future, according to you?
Okay, so when we started funding charter schools, the reason behind it was to find new, innovative ways to teach our children, and then bring those innovations to the public sector and to the district schools. The problem with that is that there's no real proof that charter schools as a whole are performing any better than district schools. There are a few really good performers and a whole bunch of underperformers. They're actually, on the most important, what it looked like is that most charter schools are performing worse than district schools. So, when we're talking about which one is more effective, I think if you look at how we fund our schools, for an individual student, a base funding from the state for fiscal year 2015 is $3,373.11. For a district high school, they're receiving additional district assistance of $207. That's basically it. So they're making $3,580 per student. Whereas charter schools, they're getting still that $3,373, but they're getting a charter assistance, additional assistance, which is $1,990. Plus, most of them also get a small school weight additional assistance fund of $600 per student. So right off the bat, we're giving charter schools $2,383.38 more than we're giving the district schools that are doing the same job. So if we're going to talk about effectiveness, district schools are obviously outperforming charter schools because they're giving the same product for less money. We should be giving, at the very least, the same amount of money to district schools that we give to charter schools, but it's not happening that way.
So specifically, if we focus on the results and what the data shows us, although there are some reports like by Stanford's Credo Center which show that charter schools have better graduation rates, specifically in Washington, D.C., than traditional public schools, there are far more reports, or there are other reports like the Sun-Times Northwestern Medal Data Project, which show that charter schools do not, specifically in Chicago and in a lot of inner city schools, don't perform any better in terms of their scores and evaluations than traditional public schools. What would you have to say about this?
I would have to say that it is because of the bureaucracy and how to obtain the money. It's because it's a government game now. It's not about giving the best product for the best, giving the best service for the best price. It's now about getting the most funding for the most corrupt, for the administrator that does the best in managing his way through the political field. So what I can say is that these costs and money it doesn't come from the market. It comes from government bureaus and government people trying to get as much money to their pockets rather than providing a good service. This doesn't happen in a free market. It happens in a government program.
And real quick, I just want to say that we pay less to administrators than a vast majority of the rest of the states in the country. The problem isn't that we have public officials in the school system trying to make more money. The problem is we have private and charter schools who are now for-profit schools trying to make money and are gaming the system and having legislators change the laws to get them more money. That's the issue. That's the bureaucracy. That's where our money is being wasted. It needs to come back to the public sector.